Countless hours of time in the pool, countless hours in here, making my body stronger, and it's been kind of like a mental thing too, just telling myself like, you're fast enough to be able to compete with those girls that are at other Division I schools that I'll be competing against next year. It was like a big decision of like where I was going to go to school, and Valpo was a great experience on my first initial visit. And then once I met some of the teammates at an invitational that I went and watched, they were also just super inviting. The ability to be able to further my swim career and the equipment that I'm able to use at Valpo, I think can help me make really big strides. 18 months ago, I was diagnosed with a third-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so once I had that surgery done and everything, I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger than it was before and really spend the time that I need to be able to compete at the level that I want to compete at. I've been in the pool since I was 6 years old. It's not an easy sport to just pick up and start doing, but if you have the dedication to do it, you can do it just fine.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I moved down here when I was younger. I went to the gym with my brother and my dad. It felt kind of natural. I just had a love for it. I feel like it got serious when I went from probably my 8th grade year to my freshman year. I knew Purdue was home for me because I just felt very comfortable when I got onto the campus and got around all the people and the team. They love me, I love them. And I'm just super excited to play with that group of girls and that group of coaches. Now I'm in here working out and it's helped me get stronger, so I know that's going to help building my muscle, being able to power through defenders, get in the lane, be more confident, finishing at the basket through contacts. When you know you're in here putting the work in, it makes it easier for you to go on the court.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
It was after a bad game in 8th grade. I decided that I was going to try my best to, be able to earn a scholarship and play in college. And so I'm really excited for it. Once you come here for a while, you have all the experience. I feel like I'm getting a lot stronger, especially in basketball-specific positions. I feel like I'm able to move better. I'm more flexible, able to run faster, jump higher, and just stronger overall. So then, when you go back to your school, you can take that experience, to help you prevent injuries when you're doing your own weight training with your own school.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Last year I was on JV and it was was the last point of our Snyder match. I just went down and I couldn't move. Like I could not get back up, and I had torn my ACL, part of my meniscus, and then I also had like severe bone bruising. It was kind of tough to just be like, I can't play volleyball, and I really have to work to get back to where I was and try to be better and like grow from there. So Dr. Hartswell was the wonderful surgeon who did my knee, and for 2 months between my injury date and my surgery date, I went to PSM sports therapy, and I really got some great care before my surgery that would help me to be stronger afterward. For about 6.5 months after surgery, I was also with PSM just working to get back and be better. The exercises my physical therapist will really geared toward like his individual patients, and it was just cool to see the different progressions from exercises that I would be doing. And I think that was a big part of like knowing where my progress was and knowing where I stood. There's nothing else that brings me as much joy as volleyball does. Just being able to confidently say I can do this move, or I can do this move, or I feel safe with my knee. I think that was when I really knew that I was like ready to get back out there.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
We welcome you to Leo High School tonight. Two teams coming off season opening losses, but now an opportunity to try to move forward just a little bit here in 2025 as the Homestead Lady Spartans take on the Leo Lady Lions. And good evening, everybody. Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us. Jay Kaplan handling the visuals. You're stuck with my mouth for audio here tonight. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Talk about how these two teams got to 0-1, but quite frankly, both situations in 0-1 in circumstances that went straight to the distance. Homestead on Monday night went toe-to-toe, battle-to-battle, as you could imagine, against Concordia Lutheran, but ultimately falling in 5, 13-15 in that fifth set. But if you take a look at the scoring in that, the scores resembled each other in each set. One team was a win for 25-21, for example. The other set win, 21-25, and so on and so forth in that 5-game series. But one thing to note, as we did get confirmation from the coach in Homestead, and Jessica Holtzclaw, she can confirm that Reagan Lyons is out on injury tonight. She will not be entering the match at least for this evening, which is a big blow for this Homestead team, as she was the second leading attacker in the match on Monday night, getting 17 kills. So tonight, they're going to rely on the sophomore and Lila Tyndall, now coming up in the meantime, coming in with 18 kills on the season, 18 kills on the loss to Concordia. So you're going to see a lot of number 16. You're going to also see some reliance on Savannah Walker tonight, coming in with 9 kills in the loss against Concordia. So losing Reagan Lyons is definitely a tough break at the moment. We hope she gets better, and we see her back on the court soon. Meanwhile, for the Leo Lady Lions and Coach Ashley Robbins, they went the distance last night at Warsaw. Yes, at Warsaw. But if you take a look at the score, yes, 5 sets, but the final set going 21-19. Yes, that's correct, 21-19. Fatigue could potentially be a factor tonight for Coach Robbins and company. And she also mentioned, too, that losing 8 seniors last season and graduating 7 this season, knowing that youth and energy is going to be big moving forward. But she is going to a sophomore libero tonight for Leo, coming in at number 10 in Marlo Weaver. So it will be interesting to see how she will come to the attack here in this matchup tonight. We are even at, again, 0-0 our score because we don't have a game as of yet. We're just getting ready to get things underway tonight between these two teams in what should be a battle of both teams that have fatigue, that have at least the little frustrations of losses that came up ever so short. But guess what? There's always another match, and there's always another day. As we'll get you ready for Homestead and Leo coming up in just a little bit here on SummitCitySports.com. Busy night for us here. Glad you're with us here on SummitCitySports.com. And tonight's game on Summit City Sports is brought to you by the Big Eyed Fish. You can enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment only at the Big Eyed Fish. As we are trying to get the Big Eyed Fish logo. Brought to you by the Big Eyed Fish. By Tom Steele Tire. Tom Steele Tire with 2 locations off North Clinton and off West Jefferson. Tom Steele Tire serves in the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. Tonight's game brought to you by the Big Eyed Fish. There's the fish. You can enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment. 4 locations to best serve you, only at the Big Eyed Fish. By Tom Steele Tire, 2 locations in Fort Wayne off North Clinton and West Jefferson. Serves in the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years with tires and other automotive services. By Ottenweller Contracting, from bid to build, Ottenweller Contracting provides peace of mind throughout the entire process. Visit them online at OttenwellerContracting.com. Also brought to you tonight by Summit Volleyball, training and building the highest quality volleyball players from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Brought to you tonight by Jolly Law Firm, the best defense in Fort Wayne. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm helps their clients defend the accused from the government. Visit them online, jollylawfirm.com. By Siaka Cleaning and Restoration, the leader in water damage, janitorial, and other restoration services. You can visit them online at siakas.com. Also brought to you by the University of St. Francis. With their online degree programs, the University of St. Francis can help you achieve your degrees in as little as 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu for more information. By TJW Industrial, the leaders in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. You can visit them online at tjwindustrial.com. We will step aside and get you ready for this matchup between Leo and Homestead coming up in just a moment on SummitCitySports.com.
Countless hours of time in the pool, countless hours in here, making my body stronger, and it's been kind of like a mental thing too, just telling myself like, you're fast enough to be able to compete with those girls that are at other Division I schools that I'll be competing against next year. It was like a big decision of like where I was going to go to school, and Valpo was a great experience on my first initial visit. And then once I met some of the teammates at an invitational that I went and watched, they were also just super inviting. The ability to be able to further my swim career and the equipment that I'm able to use at Valpo, I think can help me make really big strides. 18 months ago, I was diagnosed with a 3rd-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so once I had that surgery done and everything, I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger than it was before and really spend the time that I need to be able to compete at the level that I want to compete at. I've been in the pool since I was 6 years old. It's not an easy sport to just pick up and start doing, but if you have the dedication to do it, you can do it just fine.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, Nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I moved down here when I was younger. I went to the gym with my brother and my dad. It felt kind of natural. I just had a love for it. I feel like it got serious when I went from probably my 8th grade year to my freshman year. I knew Purdue was home for me because I just felt very comfortable when I got onto the campus and got around all the people and the team. They love me, I love them. And I'm just super excited to play with that group of girls and that group of coaches. Now I'm in here working out and it's helped me get stronger, so I know that's going to help building my muscle, being able to power through defenders. You get in the lane, be more confident, finishing at the basket through contacts. When you know you're in here putting the work in, it makes it easier for you to go on the court.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
It was after a bad game in 8th grade. I decided that I was going to try my best to, be able to earn a scholarship and play in college. And so I'm really excited for it. Once you come here for a while, you have all the experience. I feel like I'm getting a lot stronger, especially in basketball-specific positions. I feel like I'm able to move better. I'm more flexible, able to run faster, jump higher, and just stronger overall. So then, when you go back to your school, you can take that experience, to help you prevent injuries when you're doing your own weight training with your own school.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Last year I was on JV and it was the last point of our Snyder match. I just went down and I couldn't move. I could not get back up, and I had torn my ACL, part of my meniscus, and then I also had severe bone bruising. It was kind of tough to just be I can't play volleyball, and I really have to work to get back to where I was and try to be better and grow from there. So Dr. Hartswell was the wonderful surgeon who did my knee, and for 2 months between my injury date and my surgery date, I went to PSM sports therapy, and I really got some great care before my surgery that would help me to be stronger afterwards. For about 6.5 months after surgery, I was also with PSM just working to get back and be better. The exercises my physical therapist Will has are really geared toward his individual patients, and it was just cool to see the different progressions from exercises that I would be doing. And I think that was a big part of knowing where my progress was and knowing where I stood. There's nothing else that brings me as much joy as volleyball does. Just being able to confidently say I can do this move, or I can do this move, or I feel safe with my knee. I think that was when I really knew that I was ready to get back out there.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Anthem is complete. Lineups have been announced. All there's left to do is to hear the whistle and game on. An all-important matchup tonight between these two teams coming off season opening losses. This is Leo's home opener here tonight here at Lions Stadium. And tonight's game on Summit City Sports also brought to you by the 12,000 Hoosier men and women that make up the Labor's District Union Council of Indiana together and affiliated local unions to build Indiana. We are LIUNA. You can earn your edge this season thanks to Parkview Sports Medicine's Edge training program. It maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. And, of course, brought to you tonight by Summit City Sports. You can like us on Facebook, find us on X at 260sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Not just volleyball going on here tonight on the network, but a slew of other action coming your way here. And even some action not too far away from us. I'd say about, 500-600 yards away from us, as boys soccer for the Lions going to be taking the pitch coming up in just a little bit. Tim Atkinson will be joining you for that one on one of our other feeds. Also, too, soccer across. Homestead soccer taking on Northrop down at the home of the Spartans in just a little bit. And Concordia Lutheran girls soccer also in action here tonight. So glad you're with us here. So again, take a look at the lineups between these two teams. Homestead going to be away in the blues. You have number 2, Katie Kitch, going to be in that libero spot tonight. Number 14, Ava Hetty. Number 16, Lila Tindall. Number 12, Emily Berger, going to earn the starting reputation. Savvy Walker. Number 3, Kaya Nelson, going to be rounding out the lineup for Homestead. Meanwhile, for Leo, they're going to be in their home white uniforms, with the libero going to be in purple. A little miscue off the hands of one of those starters in Rihanna Wallace. Again, one thing to note is that Leo, again, coming off another 5-set thriller on their side of things, but didn't get back to Leo Cedarville until 10:30 last night, with the last set in 5 going 21-19. Tip up across. They go down now to find Hetty. Hetty lobbed on the opposite side. Gets this high and over. Brought down to Kitch. Kitch on the chase. Gets it over to Berger. Berger lobbed up on the opposite side. Tipped down. Blocked. Got it. Savvy Walker on the quick approach to make it 2-0. So Walker on the quick answer back to make it a 2-0 affair, and Homestead continuing to roll. Another chance up front. It's brought back by Kindy Kill. Kill, lob down. Little fight for it up the middle. They go back over to Tyndall. Tyndall sails it, but last touched by Leo. So they're going to say it was last touched by the Lions for just a moment. And 3-0 in advantage. Of Homestead. Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us. They get this across now to find Hetty. Hetty down and in. And already 4 quick points on the board for the Spartans, as they are quickly coming to charge and coming out to play. And the rally continuing from the hands of Hetty. She's continued to keep things moving forward for this Homestead team. But actually, they'll take a quick pause in the middle of the floor to get some of the sweat and perspiration off. As they take a pause to try to get at least some conferring on the scoring. Is the bottom official now speaking with Coach Robinson Company. Up to Hensley. Hensley chasing up front. Brought back by Tyndall. Tyndall across. Right up the middle they go. Tip again. They find Wallace down opposite side. Wallace down opposite side. Wallace on the chase. And a generous bounce over the net. Walker. And Homestead off to a quick 5 start here in this one. So again, the Spartans rebounding quite well and off to a quick 5-0 start again. And again, only week 2, but both teams having high aspirations coming in here in 2025. Glad you're with us here tonight on SummitCitySports.com, and we've had quite the opening week here on the network with matchups ranging from a 5-set thriller with these Homestead Spartans on Monday night to a great matchup between Dwenger and Belmont. Then last night, got our first look at the Carroll Chargers as they took care of East Noble in 3. But again, the headline, in case you're just joining us here tonight, is no Reagan Lyons in the lineup out on injury tonight. No timetable on when she is estimated to return, but we know she is in good spirits here this evening. And so an opportunity for Hattie to continue to the rally as they lead at 5-0. Nil again on the chase. Gets this across. Lobbed back to Norris. Norris again swung out and out of the box. As it just grazes on the outside area of the box to make it 6-0 at Homestead. Currently on a roll. Another chance over. Brought down. Dug again by Kill. Kill again, opposite side. Walker finds the corner. As Savvy Walker answers right back, and for the first time tonight, we take a look at that again, powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. So you can see Walker again, just a great placement to get it just at the top of the box and inside. And so Homestead currently rolling 7-0 early on here in this match. Now another chance up front. They push this back. Brought down, got it again. Make it 8-0, and the Spartans just continuing to roll and roll on. So we'll have more substitutions coming in. This time for Ashley Robinson Company. And that stops the scoring run for just a moment. As the great push coming down from number 14 and Mia Norris, one of 7 seniors for Ashley Robinson Company. Let's make it now 8-1. Another chance, goes to Kitch. Lobbed across now, finds Tyndall. Tyndall again, opposite side, but not enough reach on the net for Weaver to make it now 8-2. So again, Homestead currently on a roll at the moment. Or making 9-1, I beg your pardon. So this one's lobbed across. Chance up front, dug by Kitch. Kitch again, reaches over, can't get it. So they let that float out of play. Leo answering right back to make it 9-2. Again, the Spartans starting off on a very quick start of 8 unanswered points to start this match. Now another chance. That's lopped down at end time. Riley Helsum on the attack. And the lead extended back to 10 for Homestead. Or back to 8 for Homestead, I should say, with 10 points. And the Spartans presently on a roll. They get this one across. Another chance upcoming. Lobbed over. They get this down to Walker. Miscue off the hands of number 99 and Bastress. They can have 11-2 advantage of Homestead. And again, multiple players dominating up front tonight. Currently led by Savvy Walker. She's got the 3 kills in the evening. Marlo Weaver also in contention as well. They get this one across, finds Norris. That is inside for Norris. Getting the quick approach she was looking for to get this back up to an 8-point affair, 11-3. This one sails out yet again once more, back on the board for Homestead. So 12-3 the advantage. And another chance to sail this across. Here's Polston. Polston again. Lobbed over to Walker, or Tyndall. Now across again. Leo with an opportunity to strike it into the distance and waiting for the whistle. Is it out? It is out. They say it is a side out. Some fans expressing their displeasure as Emerson Weaver sailed it a little bit to her left, making out 13-3. Another swing over coming out from the hands of Norris. Norris again down low, lobs it up, got it. She was able to throw off Bree Polston in the inner. And the lead cut back down to 9 to make it 13-4. Javelin, delighted to have you with us here tonight. We'll be back on the court coming up on Monday night. As this one is across and over. Pivoted off the hand of Allison Stedge. So it'll be a quick point on the board for Leo to make it 15. Brought over opposite side down to Walker. Walker again on the chase, gets this across and down and in. So a great push coming back in from the Lions to make it 18-13. As we get this across again once more, again, do want to issue our apologies. Having a slow running feed at first with some of the network connections not really intertwining with each other to begin this matchup here tonight. So again, we do apologize, but we hope that you're back with us. Here's the push across and an ace on the board. And Leo now all of a sudden battling back as they trail by 3, 18-15. Here's a chance upcoming for Weaver. This one pinballed off. Another chance upcoming now for Wallace. Wallace on the run. Gets this one high. Over. Is it inside? It is! What a great attack again from Emerson Weaver. Take a look at that again once more. Powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. You can see Weaver gets the great connection at the back of the box and on the board. And this game is now a 2-point affair. 18-16. This one is pushed over. They go back to Kitch. Kitch across. Can't get it. And this game is now down to a 1-point affair. 18-17. The Lions storming all the way back as Homestead wants to stop and think it over. Back in a moment.
I was diagnosed with a third-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so once I had that surgery done and everything, I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger than it was before, and really spend the time that I need to be able to compete at the level that I want to compete at. I've been in the pool since I was 6 years old. It's not an easy sport to just pick up and start doing, but if you have the dedication to do it just fine.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
We're back, and Leo all of a sudden finding a way back. They have been on a quick run here in set number one to try to at least topple Homestead. They trailed by as many as 10 points, but the quick touch coming in from Wallace gets it on the board and back to a 2-point game. Joe Northern alongside Jacob Havland. It's been a great evening so far here tonight between these two teams, but nonetheless, both teams still with a lot of work left to do. Both coming off season-opening losses and trying to right the ship. For Leo, trying to get their first win on home court this season. That's their first home match. Great attack coming in from Marlo Weaver. Homestead still on the road, will not be welcoming teams home until early next week. 19-18 advantage of Homestead. Can the Lions find a way to battle back? This one's brought across opposite side. They go to Kitch. Kitch gets this down. It is out of play. No touch. We are tied at 19. And the Lions now all of a sudden with an opportunity to steal a set. And awfully close too. Here we go. Brought over by Norris. And an ace! Mia Norris gets it across in time. And just like that, Leo with their first lead of the night. Homestead started the game on an 8-0 run, but the Lions have now quickly battled back and have forced Homestead to try to play some extra balls one way or another. They've done a great job doing so. This one's out of play and on the board. They forced the side out. And the Lions now, all of a sudden, in prime territory. Timeout Homestead. 21-19 the score. As we'll step aside. This is high school girls volleyball on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Now I'm working out and it's helping me get stronger, so I know that's going to help building my muscle, being able to power through defenders, you get in the lane, be more confident, finishing at the basket through contacts. When you know you're in here putting the work in, it makes it easier for you to go on the court.
Well, in case you're just joining us, Leo was down by as many as 10 points here in this first set, but have now found a way to battle right back into this one as they trail only by 2, 21-19. Joe Northern on hand. Jacob Havland with you on what's been a great night here at Lions Stadium. How about another ace on the board? This time again from number 14 in Mia Norris. And the Lions now all of a sudden 3 points within taking set number 1 from Homestead. Here's another chance again for Norris. They get this across. This is lobbed high and miscued off the hands of Sophia Kent. And the Lions all of a sudden now on a 6-0 scoring run and lead it 23-19. And boy, have the tables turned early on here in this one. So as they try to at least get a few more rotations set up. As we are back, and again, apologize for some of the technical difficulties early on, but I think we've at least figured the issues that we have here on hand here tonight. Now another push across. They get this tipped over. Down again now from Sophia Kent. Kent again, cross, off the hands and in! And just like that, something we did not expect to say here in this first set. Set point Leo. And the Lions now all of a sudden on a roll. Can Norris finish him off? Chance up front, swung, blocked, still kept live. Norris gets it over, tipped in time. They find Hyde, Hyde again, and a little run into the net, still keeps it going for Homestead. A 24-20 score. So they continue to push things forward over and over again. You might think, what's happening here at Lions Stadium? Well, certainly it is an opportunity for Leo to come back from down as many as 10 points in this first set and found a way to quickly shut down Homestead. Well, the Spartans now have a chance to go in a rally of their own. Here's Sophia Kent. Kent gets this across. High tip it in! And that is how the first set comes to a close, as the Lions answer back and win set number one. So as we take a look again, they were able to get the deflection. It looked like it was off the hands of Hyde to make that happen. So just like that, Leo stealing set number one down by as many as 10. Win the first, 25-20. We'll be back in the second coming up in just a moment. You're watching high school girls volleyball on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
One, two, three,
25-20 here as we go to set number 2. Leo down by as many as 10 points and started the match blanked 8-0. Find a way to win the first. Can they go for the second? Tonight's match is brought to you by the Big Eyed Fish. They've been around the Northeast Indiana for generations, where you can enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne and a family-friendly environment. 4 locations at Big Eyed Fish and Big Eyed Fish Express. By Tom Steel Tire, servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services off North Clinton and West Jefferson. by Ottenweller Contracting. From bid to build, Ottenweller Contracting provides peace of mind throughout the entire process. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. And brought to you by Summit Volleyball, training and building the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. And brought to you by Jolly Law Firm, the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused and the government. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. On the Lions again, stealing set number 1. Now Jessica Holtzclaw and company need to look to see what they need to do for set 2 to rebound back in contention. Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us. Jacob Havlin on camera. Again, a busy opening week. And as time permits, we'll get you caught up on some of the other scores happening in the 2-6-0. And in case you are just joining us and have had to rejoin over and over, we did have at least some technical issues early on tonight that were not kind to us, to say the least, with some buffering. So we do apologize for any action that was missed somewhere in the middle for a point or two. But we think we have it resolved. We think we're back with you. We hope we continue to keep this going quite well tonight. And what's been a great matchup tonight between these two teams. Again, both teams 21 winners last season, but also both teams with a little bit of adjustments coming into this match tonight. One thing to note, Reagan Lions out for Homestead. Meanwhile, Leo again having to go the distance, not getting home till 10:30 last night against Warsaw. And a fifth set that went 21-19. Yes, 21-19 in the fifth. So again, you got to think these two teams could be teams that like to play the distance as much as they can, but it's certainly possible they could do so. So we'll look to see how this will continue to develop for Leo here tonight as they win set number 1. Can they come back, take home set number 2? We'll find out. Quick swing down and in for who else but Rihanna Wallace. Gets the point on the board, and Leo striking first here in the second. And have quickly shifted the momentum to shades of purple and white rather than the shades of gold and blue. Bastress into the net it goes, and an opportunity for Homestead to reset. So 1-1 in case you're just joining us here in the second. What's been a fun evening here tonight at Leo again, with the lead back from as many as 10 down, overcoming that 8-0 start, or 0-8 start, we should say. See if they can keep it going here in set number 2, or will Homestead find a way to right the ship? Still plenty of time to figure that out. Here's Kitch to get this across. Goes now to Berger. Berger lobs this out, but a little too far. Some side out going to go against the Spartans, and on the board for Leo to make it 2-1. Lions again just continuing to take advantage of some of the Homestead mistakes up front. Here's the swing from Walker. That is tipped and got it. As Savvy Walker able to get the deflection off Marlo Weaver to even it at 2. And we will see Kaya Nelson return back up front. Nelson again going to be one of those continuous key leaders for Coach Holtzclaw and company, where we saw her go on quite the long rally of her own on Monday night in the loss to Concordia. Here's the tip, and gets it deflected off Walker. Or actually, will sail out against Walker. They'll go on the board for Homestead. As we saw, our up official put his arm up for Leo, but clearly it was a Homestead point. Chance up coming. This one sails out again. Side out going to go against Weaver to make it 4-2, and now the Spartans on a quick 3-0 run to get this third set started. And the Spartans again continuing to try to ride a little bit of extra momentum. That one goes into the net, shuts it down for the moment. And the chase over now for Weaver to serve. Marlo Weaver again, the defensive specialist sophomore. It'll be a continuous key point for Leo moving forward. Great swing dunk down and in. This time from the hands of Berger again once more to make it 5-3. Here's Polston now to bring it over on the opposite side. As we're discussing with our down official to make sure that rotations and the scoring are accurate. So we see Bree Polston again, the junior defensive specialist. And just ensuring that she is correct in the rotations. Polston again. Gets this across. Duck up opposite side. Swing, tip down and in. It took a second off the deflection, but on the board again for Berger. And it's 6-3, Sparty. So Homestead again continuing to get back into motion here in this one after trailing and dropping the first set. But quickly rebounding here to start set number 2. Again, they started the game on an 8-0 run, but not able to catch up a very resurgent Leo team late in the first. As the Lions won that one 25-20. Polston again across. Get this one dunked over. Now another chance. Lobbed over. And not enough in time. So a little pinball misconnection up front. And it's Homestead back to a 5-point lead, 8-3 here in the second. As Polston now gets this one across. Polston. Dug up again. They go to Ressoir. That one sails high off the tip. And Homestead now on a quick 5-0 run here in set number 2. And certainly are not looking back anytime soon. But goes into the net and an opportunity for Leo to reset. Make it 5. Make it a 5-point affair. Now another chance upcoming. This one skated across. Duck up in the meantime from Weaver. Weaver lobbed over. That is just out of the line and out of the box and on the board. So Homestead with another chance to reset as they lead it by 6, 10-4. Concordia gets this down over, but not in time. As Weaver tries to go for the kill, but cannot get it to go. As Weaver did get it to go, I beg your pardon. One sails up and over off the lift and back on the board for Sparty. So again, the lead. Back to 6. This one sailed over. They get this across. Finds Hensley. Hensley gets this over. Drop down, finds Nelson. Nelson off the tip. They rule it into the net. That's going to go into the net against Homestead. Or against Leo, I beg your pardon, to make it now 12-5. And a timeout called by Leo to think it over. We'll step aside. Spartans up 7 here midway through set 2.
ago, I was diagnosed with a 3rd-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so I had that everything. I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger than it was before, and really spend the time that I need to be able to compete at the level that I want to compete at. I've been in the pool since I was 6 years old. It's not an easy sport to just pick up and start doing, but if you have the dedication to do it, you can do it just fine.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis.
12-5 our score in advantage of Homestead. As the Spartans again getting back on track here in set number 2. This swing just tipped it off. Back over to Nelson. Nelson on the retrieve. Another block up front. This time off the hands of Fressoir. So a great block up front, and Homestead now getting back on a roll. As they lead by 8. Take a look at that again, powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. As Fressoir could not be denied up front. Now another chance upcoming for Leo. They go for the tip off the hands of Keel. Keel again. Finding Tyndall. Tyndall down. Got it. Tyndall answering off the board and on the board. Off the floor and on the board, I should say. (14-6) advantage of Homestead. So again, for those of you that may be hopping around some feeds here tonight, we do want to let you know that unfortunately we'll not be able to bring you the Northrop and Homestead game live tonight on SummitCitySports. Instead, that will be available on demand later this week. Great swing down in the meantime for the Spartans to make it 15-6. And the Spartans, we'll look to see, will be making the shift. Savvy Walker's returning, so is number 14, and Ava Hetty. So 15-6 advantage of Homestead, and just completely rebounding and reloading after set number 1. So delighted to have you with us here tonight on SummitCitySports.com. Dunk down, still kept live. Brought back over now for Polston. Gets it over and in. So another run into the net going to go against Leo. More substitutions incoming. As we see number 99 and Michaela Bastris returning. And for Homestead, ready to bring it back over in Ava Hetty. Here's Hetty again. Gets this one over. Brought down over to Norris. Norris lobbed on the opposite side. They go to Kitch. Kitch again. Tipped over. Finds Nelson. Nelson skates this one across. Now finds Berger. Berger, opposite run. They go to Tyndall. Tyndall down, up, over. Up and over, we should say. Dunk again once more by Kitch. Now another chance up front for Nelson. Saved by Weaver. Now another chance into the net. Great acrobatic plays across the board, but it ultimately goes on the board back for Homestead. And the lead up to 11 now, 17-6 here in the second. Another chance upcoming now for Hetty. Hetty again tipped over, this time by Wallace. Wallace answers her right back. And stopping the Homestead run for just a moment to make it a 10-point lead, 17-7 here at Homestead. Or Leo, I beg your pardon. This one brought over and across. Another chance down to Walker. Walker answers right back with a strong attack. As you can hear the Homestead faithful chant, Savvy Walker. Take a look at that again once more. Again, leaving no room and no doubt on the swing. 18-7 advantage of Homestead, and you see Lila Tyndall bring it over. Into the net advantage. Continue to push forward. This one up and across, down low, finds Nelson, down and in! Kaya Nelson cannot be denied. Timeout, Leo. Take a look at that again once more as Nelson finds the angle and gets it kind of in that upper right on your screen to make it an 11-point affair. 19-8, Homestead on top. Back in a moment.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Now I'm in here working out, and it's helping me get stronger, so I know that's going to help building my muscle, being able to power through defenders, get in the lane, be more confident, finishing at the basket through contact.
Well, it's the Spartans that continue to find a way to dominate as they have opened up the doors here in set number 2 to make it 19-8. Again, we've seen Leo down this far before. They found a way back in set number 1. But Homestead wants to try to leave, no doubt. A great reach over again from Walker. And the Spartans, with their largest lead of the night, up by 12. And another shift off the tweeter. So Leo will get another crack at it. 20-9 our score. Now another shift upcoming. They get this across. Brought down over to Hyde. Hyde got it. So Hyde gets this over and in time. And just like that, it's a 12-point affair, 21-9. And the Spartans just continuing to roll. Another pushover now that comes off the hands of Weaver, and she gets the strong attack to cut the lead to 11. 21-10. It's all Homestead as it stands right now. It's what feels like a tale of really two different sets, with Leo roaring back in the first, but Homestead really not looking back so far in the second. But we've seen the Lions in this position before, mind you. So the lead back in 1-11. And another chance of coming now for Mia Norris. As Norris gets this over. Lopped down, and the reach over in time off the hands of Leah Chappell. The lead back down to 9. I feel like we have seen this story here before tonight. And will that story certainly continue? We shall see. This one across, finds Norris. Norris again. Gets back to connect from Polston. Sets this one high and over. Now another chance up front. They go to Reswar. Reswar answers it. Off the deflection from Weaver. And the lead back to 10, 22-12 here at Leo. And the Lions just continuing to roar on here in this one. As Leo certainly on a roll. Here's Hyde now. Gets this one across over in time. And a reach over the line going to go against the Lions too, mind you, to make it 23-12. And another chance now upcoming once more for Emily Berger, who's been sensational from the serves tonight. Gets this one over, still kept live, goes to Ballman on the reception. Into the net that goes, off the hands of Chappell, and set point an advantage for the Spartans to try to even this up at 1 game apiece. Berger again to bring it across. Berger, run jump serve into the net, we play on. 24-13. As the Spartans again, really not looking back since midway through the second set, have taken all the momentum out of the building against Leo. As that one sails over, but touched into the net it goes. And that is how set number 2 will come to a conclusion. So a brand new ball game here at Leo as we are even at 1 game apiece. As Homestead wins set number 2, 25-23. Back with a third coming up in just a moment. You're watching high school girls volleyball on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 55758 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
And for those of you who may have just been watching the boys soccer game for Leo and Bishop Dwenger, 2-1 in advantage of Dwenger at the half. So for some of you that are shifting over to the other Leo game hanging on here, we're glad you're with us here tonight on Summit City Sports. Joe Northern, Jacob Havlin with you. And just to let you know, tonight's game is brought to you by Siaka Cleaning and Restoration. Quality work, responsive service, and a commitment to people. And the leaders in cleaning and restoration. Visit them online at siakas.com. By the University of St. Francis with online degree programs that can be completed in as little as 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. And brought to you by TJW. Now brought to you by TJW Industrial, the leaders in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit them online at tjwindustrial.com. By the 12,000 Hoosier men and women that make up the Labor's District Union Council and its affiliated local unions that build Indiana, we are LIUNA. And you can also earn your edge this season thanks to Parkview Sports Medicine's Edge Training Program. Free evaluation right now at parkviewsportsmedicine.com/edge. And, of course, tonight's matchup is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. You can like our YouTube or like our Facebook page. Follow us on X at 260sports. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Busy night across the board, across our family of games. We've got, again, boys soccer, Bishop Dwenger and Leo, not too far from us here, from where we're situated, with the soccer field not too far from us. And then the other game going on, Northside and Concordia, great boys matchup that is also near intermission as it stands right now. So again, in case you're just joining us, one other matchup to note here tonight is that we were intending to bring you tonight the Homestead and Northrop boys soccer game, but again, due to some technical difficulties out of our control, not able to bring that to you tonight. So just one thing to note this evening, but however, we will have that game available for you on demand coming up in just a little bit. So now we'll have an opportunity to see who is going to be able to rebound here in set number 3. Will it be Homestead or will it be the home team, the Lions? Again, it's really been two teams of dominant sets one way or another. Leo roaring back in the first after being down by as many as 10, but meanwhile Homestead completely all but shutting the door in set number 2 to make this match even as one. Or even at one, I should say. And it will be Homestead again to bring it over. Here's Ava Hetty. Edie, across. Gets this lob down, finds Norris. Norris gets this over and in. Back on the opposite side they go. Norris again down low. Gets this brought up to find Hetty. Hetty again, opposite side, goes out of play. So Leo striking first here in the third to make it 1-0. They get this one across. Batted back over to Tyndall. Tyndall again, up and over. Strong arms this one. Back over the hands of Nelson. Nelson again, lobs it over. Brought down to the opposite side. They go to Kitch. Kitch again finds Tyndall down low. Gets it back to Norris. They're still on the run here up front. Another great attack down from Tyndall. Rally still live. Tyndall on the dig. They go to Walker now. Into the net it goes, and on the board for Leo. They lead it now 2-0 here in the third. As Berger gets this down and in, again, we do apologize of the technical issues that have popped up this evening. This one tipped down from Tyndall. Answers right back to make it 10-7. Again, trying to answer back. Goes back to Kitch. Kitch again with an opportunity to bring it over. This one comes across, ups this one over, goes back to Kitch. Hits this high down low. Tyndall answers back with a big swing of her own. And makes it now 10-8. Run still continuing on the board for Homestead, but Leo leading by 2 as they have the early momentum going. Legged back again. Apologies due to our buffering and our connection here tonight. We've had to bounce around from one connection to another this evening. So we are doing our best to bring you all the action as it happens live. Joe Northern, Jacob Havland with you. That one down and in to make it 11-9. So another chance upcoming. We'll see if Homestead finds a way to into this one. As they trail by 2. Leo again with the advantage. And again, we see tonight Ava Hetty ready to bring it across. Gets this one over. Received by Hensley. Hensley again on the shift. Gets this down and in. And another quick answer back on the board for Leo to make it 12-9. So the Lions again still in good territory, still continuing to really shut down any form of momentum against the Spartans again before being blanked in the second. But an opportunity to go up to 2. This one, a little misconnection off the hands of Nelson. She tried to go for the run, but could not get it in time. And so the lead back to 4. 13-9 here in the third. And the shift coming the other way. As again, we see number 99 and Michaela Bastris ready to bring it across. This one lobbed over from the hands of Berger. Berger dug up by Kitch. Now up the middle, they go to Norris. Norris lobs over, can't get it. So another great move from Leo. And the Lions now all of a sudden back on a roll as they lead it by 5. Take a look again once more. As again, Wallace with a great attack up front, silencing the Homestead faithful. And rolling here at home, they lead it by 5, 14-9. Here for the Lions Den. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, we do have Friday Night Football returning here on the schedule as 7 games. That's right, 7 games on the docket for you here on Summit City Sports. Guess what? We're going to be right back here at Leo tomorrow night as Bishop Lurs, the defending Class 3 runner-up, coming to town. Jeff Mahoney will join you for that one. We'll also be at East Noble and Wayne, Northrop at New Haven, Northridge at Northside, Warsaw taking on Snyder, Eastside and Woodland, and Bremen at Churubusco. Will be your 7 games tomorrow night on the docket right here on Summit City Sports. So, again, fall season in full gear. Been a great week so far. First full week of action back on the air for you here. As well, we've got a busy 25-26 school season ahead. And another chance upcoming for Bastris to get this one across. This one dug up by Hetty. Hetty down low, connected to Nelson. Nelson again, opposite side, blocked at the net by Walker. As Walker gets the great block up front to cut the lead back down to 4. We'll take a look at that again, powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. As you can see, Walker gets the jump in time just to shut it down. And just like that, you've got yourselves a 4-point affair. Chance upcoming again for Tyndall. Gets this across, but you can see that Norris did not win the race. And a 3-point affair to make it 14-11. So the chase continuing to settle in again for both of these squads, but it is Leo up by 3. That one sailed out of play by Basters, back to a 2-point advantage. So again, both teams looking to try to go on some big runs here this season. Again, both teams not the easiest of sectionals in 2025. Explain that in just a second. Brought across by Tyndall. Tyndall again brought down. Wallace couldn't get the angle she was looking for. And now it's Homestead riding the momentum to get back into this one. Well, again, we talk about sectionals and which teams in specific sectionals. Homestead going to be in the one with, they will be in an all-important sectional with Belmont later on in October, and that'll be at Belmont. Meanwhile, Leo is definitely in one of the toughest ones of the season, as they've got teams like Angola, Concordia Lutheran, Bishop Twinger, even a 3-0 Garrett team right now making some noise. Again, going to be a very loaded sectional coming up in October. But again, the Lions, again, despite losing 8 seniors, they've got 7 on board ready to go. And just a program that has continued to reload in any way, shape, or form, and that again just goes back in credit to the coach of Ashley Robbins. So the Lions up by 1, and again, this is a matchup that has gone to Homestead the past couple of times in straight sets, but the Lions certainly looking to change that up just a little bit. And if they can find a way to do so tonight, that'd be an all-important home victory to start at least their home campaign and schedule. A little collision down low between Weaver and Norris, and we are even at 14. So again, as the team's just continuing to settle in just a little bit more, we're trying to settle in just a little bit more here for you. This one across back to Wallace. Wallace again tipped up. A miscue off the hands of Norris, and it's Homestead back on top by 1. As the Spartans again had to battle back here in the third, back and forth. Nothing comparatively of what we've seen in the first 2 sets, mind you, but nonetheless a Spartan team that wants to continue to try to keep the momentum going, but again, sails it out just to the side. And again, one thing to note, no regular Lions in the lineup tonight for Homestead. Not sure if timetable of when she will be returning, but we obviously hope that she gets well soon and be ready to play down the road. There's a quick ace on the board for Leo to answer right back, and the Lions back up by 1, 16-15. And what has been a matchup of just continuing shifting forces between one or another. Another push again, this one across from Hensley. Hensley on the run, gets this up to Walker, out of play. And side outs coming to haunt Homestead just a little bit more here in this third set. As the Lions now trying to settle in all on their own. And again, an opportunity for Bella Hensley to bring this one over. Hensley gets this up, connects now with Hetty. Big strike down and in for Kaya Nelson. As Nelson answers right back to make it 17-16. So not over yet for the Spartans. In fact, far from it. So again, just trying to see how that momentum is going to continue to move forward. Nelson again across. And an ace! Even at 17. As Nelson was able to get it off the hand, off the deflection. And an opportunity to go up 2-1. Hanging in the balance. Nelson. Another one! Back-to-back aces for number 3. In the middle hitter in Kaya Nelson. And a substitution going to be coming in. Michaela Pastris shifts out. Number 5, Marissa Baughman back in, the lone freshman for Coach Robbins and company this season. On the varsity squad, mind you. Swing over again for Nelson. This one brought up. Got back to Wallace. Wallace again, down low. What a great attack. Again up front for Lila Tyndall. Take a look at that again one more time. And the great push up front from the sophomore. And Spartans now back up by 2. And on a quick 4-0 run here in the third. And a chance up coming again for Nelson. They lob this one over. Back of the hands of Norris. Tip, got it. The tip in time for number 14 and Mia Norris. And the lead back to 1. Can Leo now find a way to get back into this one? Very much anybody's ball game. Still a very crucial set here. Another serve up front to Weaver. Weaver again. Hits this high. Walker. Still kept in composure. Back to Hensley. Hensley again. They go to Kent. Kent tipped in the back. They got to bring it over, and they do. Light tip off the hands of Weaver. Now again to Walker. Light tip of her own. Throws her off. Got it. Just trying to attack, or at least go to trying to throw off Marlo Weaver up front. They did a great job doing so, and the lead back to 2, 20-18 here in the third. And the upcoming shift now coming for Lila Tyndall. Tyndall again to get it across. Gets this back to Norris. Norris blocked at the net again by Walker. Still kept live. Beg your pardon, that was number 7 in Allison Stadge at the block, but she got it to go. And 21-18. So both teams still looking for their first win in 2025. And certainly in the right position, need to get ever so closer to make that happen. But it's been Homestead now in this late third set surge. Shift up coming, dug up by Kitch. They go back to Tyndall, light tip. Blocked away from Hensley, got it in the back row. As Tinsley gets the block in time. And all the Homestead players trying to check in on Bree Polson to make sure she's okay. She says, yes, I'm fine. But a 2-point affair here in a crucial third. That could shift the way how the rest of this match is going to go here tonight. Chance up coming again. Light tip from Reservoir. Got it. Quad hit called against Leo to make it a 3-point affair, 22-19. 4 substitutions coming in. So we'll see number 12, Emily Berger, return back to the rotation. Sophia Kent going to take a seat. Here's Berger across. Gets this one lobbed over. Chance up front. Another block at the net from Tyndall. She cannot be stopped here tonight. So Tyndall again up front, getting just a great block, and it's really kind of been her sweet spot tonight, especially on those upper and lower lines inside the box. 4-point game here in the third. And another chance up coming now for Berger. Lobs this one over. Dug up by Norris. Norris again on the back attack. Finds Polston. Polston on the chase. Gets this down to Reservoir. Reservoir got it! A great swing again coming in from the senior opposite hitter. And it's set point Sparty. As they lead by 5. And an opportunity to get one more on the board to try to finish this one off. Question is, can they? Berger. And up on the opposite side, they go to Norris. Norris again. Locked at the net, down and in. And a great block up front coming off of Allison Stedge. And that is how set number 3 will come to an end. So it's Homestead on the momentum swing, taking home 2 in a row. Can they go for a third to finish this off for their first win in 2025? Back in a moment with the fourth. They're watching high school girls volleyball on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
2-1 our score as we go to set number 4. It is Homestead with the advantage. 20-25, 25-13, 25-19. Again, the Spartans find a way to finish this one off and get back on the board and get their first win in 2025, where the Lions try to go back-to-back nights into 5 sets. We will find out as the evening progresses, or at least as we should say, as this set progresses. Meanwhile, upcoming matchups for these two teams, not going to be easy, as Homestead's got a classic coming up on Saturday as they'll be taking on Final Four team in Northwood, and then Andreatt and Elkhart, two very, very good teams coming up on Saturday. Then they head over to Warsaw on Monday night. That's a 6 p.m. start time, and then we'll take it outside coming up on Wednesday as they head over to Carroll at Charger Stadium. That should be a fun atmosphere for the outdoor match coming up on Wednesday night, the 27th. Meanwhile, for Leo, as you take a look at some of their upcoming matchups, they have a little bit of a home stretch coming up from now until the 9th, which includes games against Bishop Luers, Bishop Dwenger, Northrop, and Concordia. Those games will be on Saturday the 23rd at 8:26 against Bishop Dwenger, and then the 2nd against Northrop, and the 3rd against Concordia Lutheran, all at home. So plenty of opportunities to catch the Lions at home here this season, and all, we should say, within the next week and a half or so. So as we continue to keep this going here tonight, and what's been a very fun atmosphere tonight between these two teams. Homestead again, no Reagan Lions, but continuing to right the ship. And again, with these classics that do put you against some of the Indianapolis area schools and against competition that you don't get a chance to see too often, it really allows you to kind of see where you're at least in terms of measurements, and at least where you stand against some of the higher level schools that you may have to face off against in October. So it'll be interesting to see how that'll play for Homestead and several other local teams in the region too. Double hit going to go against Homestead, and the Lions start set number 1 with a quick point to make it 1-0 in advantage of Leo. Again, similar situation with Leo's first points in each of the 2 sets they've had tonight. They ended up dropping those sets in the meantime. Goes right back into the net, 1-1. If we get a chance, we will let you know of some of the upcoming matchups we'll have for you here on the network next week. As we'll have a few more games leading into Labor Day week. But we'll let you know those games coming up once time permits. There's a swing down, block again at the net, this time by Chappell. Chappell again. Dug up by Norris. They go up front to Weaver. Weaver, back row dig by Polston. Another swing up front, got it. A great attack coming in from number 12 and Emily Berger. And the Spartans now up by 1, 2-1 here in the 4th. So again, with volleyball season now in continuous full swing, we do see number 13, Sophia Kent, coming in. We'll be interested to see how teams at least have kind of learned of where they stand right now and adjustments that they'll continue to need to make moving forward. Once you have even some league competition coming in play, whether it be NE8 or SAC. Great swing down and in time once more for Homestead to make it 3-1. But interestingly enough, for some teams such as Homestead and Carroll, both independents in volleyball, so conference play, not really, not of concern, we should say, but also too, just trying to get better every day. Every team just trying to get better every day. Swing down and inside for Leah Chappell to make it 3-2. And again, teams just trying to continue to trade off points with each other one by one by one. And another swing across now goes to Weaver. Weaver gets this over, but sails out of play. So a quick side out to even it up at 3. So as we continue to progress here tonight, and again, thank you for sticking with us despite some of the glitches we've had here this evening. I think we've got it as consistent as it can be here this evening. What's been a great matchup here at the home of the Lions tonight. Walker again up front, tipped over. They go back to Nelson. Walker again, got it. Savvy Walker answering back with a commanding attack to make it now 4-3 advantage of Homestead. Take a look at that again, powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. And over 3 different Leo Lions on that bottom area. Tip over in time now, finds Stedge. Stedge lobs this one over, gets this across. Saved in the meantime, goes now to Tyndall. Tyndall again, lobbed over by Kent. Another chance up front for Leo, but not high. Nope, still kept live. As they had the collision into the net, they let that kind of pinball down just a little bit. But the ball's still live, and again, credit up front again for Mia Norris again to continue to try to stay on top of it, but it's just too little too late, 5-3. There you go, push over again. Tip down, connected over to Kent. Lobs this one, tipped over. Still live on the opposite side. Kent again, double hit. Could not find the angle she was looking for. And we play on. 5-4 here in set number 4. As the Spartans again trying to get, both teams really trying to get their first win of this regular season. And for Homestead, get some momentum going into their classic coming up with Andrean and Northwood and Elkhart coming up on Saturday. Swing down low, they go to Kent. Lobbed up on the opposite side. Back over to Hetty. Hetty tipped over. Walker could not get the angle she was looking for. And it's 5-5 now, advantage of no one really. But Leo now with an opportunity to pull ahead here in the 4th. And again, Leo trying to force to go to 5 sets in back-to-back nights. But a great attack up front again for Kent, the sophomore outside hitter. And so the Spartans back up again by 1, 6-5. Again, great crowd here on hand at Leo tonight. Again, multiple events going on here at Leo with boys soccer coming on. On that feed right now, it's 2-2, 17 minutes left to go. Tim Atkinson is joining you on that one right now, but we'd like to say we've got a really competitive matchup going on here too. And a great swing across, but out of play. They say it sails out. And it looked like it was off the hand of Bella Hensley in the meantime, but could not get it to go. A chance up coming again for Polston. Polston lobs it over. Chance up front again for Norris. Hits this one high, but out of play. Some side outs coming back to haunt Leo just a little bit here in the 4th, but again, for a team that had to make the drive yesterday, really kind of consisting of, well, we would say maybe an 8-hour day at least between game time, travel time, you name it. Coming back and really taking on, again, a very good Homestead team. Really taking them to the brink a little bit too at some points tonight. Can't complain too much. 8-6 our score. Lions trail by 2, but certainly far from out of it. And Michaela Bastrus now to bring it over. Bastrus again. Way back in the line. Gets this over. Lobs it up and off the tweeter. Just like that, you've got an 8-7 affair going on. So an ace on the board for Bastrus. And the Lions now 1 point away from evening it up at 8. Bastrus again. Sails it across. Now another chance up front. They go to Kent. Kent gets this down and out of play. So just sails out of the box again for Homestead. And just like that, we're even at 8. And the Lions again trying to go the distance. Homestead also, too, if Leo were to win, would have to go the distance for the second time in 4 days. Pinball's off the hands of Weaver, and on the board back for Homestead, 9-8. Now we welcome in Emily Berger to serve again once more. She's done a great job on those rallies and been a consistent serving force for Coach Holtzclaw and company. They get this across. Dug up by Weaver. And a great attack, but out of play. It looks like from our vantage point that maybe that slid down in time, but just sailed a little far out. Make it 10-8 advantage of Homestead, and now trying to right the ship and add a little more momentum to try to close this thing out. Another sail across for Berger. This one lobbed low. Tipped up by Wallace. Wallace again, and hit out of play. You could see a little bit of the frustration from Allison Stedge, saying, why did that sail out? Nonetheless, we continue to play on. (10-9) our score. Homestead with the advantage, but Leo now an opportunity to pull back into the lead on there and to make it 10-10. Here in the 4th. It's 10-10 on each end. But into the net that goes for Bella Hensley. Spartans back up by 1. Katie Kitch now to bring it over. Again, near the back of the Leo Lions logo in the back. They get this one across. Lob it over. Tipped, and a great block tip at the net. Kaya Nelson leading the charge on it. Lila Tyndall also with an assist on that as well to make that a 2-point affair. 12-10. Here's Kitch again. Gets it across. Another chance up front. Another block at the net coming in from Ressoir. Now another shift up front. That sails inside. Now that one hits the line and inside for number 11 and Bella Hensley. You can hear the Homestead faithful express their displeasure for just the moment. But that just grazed inside the box to make it 12-11. Sailed across by Weaver. Another chance up front. Brought down by Tyndall. Tyndall again. Gets this high and over. That one is out of play. That one sails out of the box this time to make it 13-11 in the 4th. As Homestead trying to look for the door and finish this one. After dropping set 1, sweeping this one. 3-1, we should say. Leo winning set number 1, being down as many as 10 points, starting the game 0-8. But since then, Homestead has really taken over the match in some aspects. But the Lions certainly far from out of it. That one off the tweeter on the board, and a chance for Leo again to even it up. 13-12 here in the 4th. And shifts will be coming in as we'll see number 14, Mia Norris, returning. She's had a great job tonight at the line. Norris again, sails this over. Connects now with Tyndall. Tyndall, high attack, got it to go. Nelson again, ready to make the move, and she does, to make it now 14-12. So another chance upcoming once more for Lila Tyndall. And she led the team in attacks on Monday night and has certainly done her part here this evening. Dug up by Kitch. They go back to Walker. Walker, back row received by Hensley. Chance up front, that sails out of play. So the side outs continuing to mount on the board once more for this Leo team. And Northrop and Homestead continuing to dominate. Make it 15-12, the advantage. And that one just sailing into the net, so no points. And Leo with an opportunity to reset and move forward. 15-13 our score. Homestead leading the match 2-1. Chance upcoming for Weaver. Weaver gets this across. Dug up by Kitch. And a little miscommunication. Looks like kind of came off the foot for a moment. So another ace on the board for Leo. I believe that is their 9th tonight by our count. 3 of them coming from Weaver. And the Lions again with another opportunity to try to even it up. This one sailed across, but out of play. 16-14, Homestead. Still with the advantage, still plenty of time left here in this one, but we'll have to try to get the momentum going their way. Nelson across. Lobs it over, connects back to Morris. Morris answers right back. And all of a sudden, Leo again, far from out of it, far from over. As they trail only by 1. 16-15. They're trying to force, again, both sides to go the distance. And they're getting awfully close to doing so. Here's Jada Hyde to bring it over. Hyde across. Gets this back to Hetty. Hetty down to Walker up front, and she got it to go. As Savvy Walker, the Marshall commit, just continuing to make some noise. And getting all important strikes down and ready to go. Could be a contender for our PSN player of the game. We'll let you know who that player will be at the end of our game tonight. A chance for Bree Polston to bring it over. Polston across. Dug up by Weaver. Chance up front again. Off the hand of Polston. And the Lions again within 1. They've been hanging in there. Trying to force at least Homestead to be thrown off for just a little bit more. The question is, can they? A 1-point affair. Sailed over by Swift. Here's Norris. Brought down again from Hensley. Hensley again on the chase. They get this over to Reswar. Reswar. Nice dig down in time from Bastress. Another light tip over. Down and in. As Bella Hensley finds the open gap to even the match up at 17. Even the game up at 17. But would love to try to find a way to even the match up at 2 apiece if they can. Sailed by Bastress. They're going to go to Reswar. Free ball upcoming. Chance upcoming. Tipped down by Wallace. Wallace again on the return. They go to Reswar. Reswar dug up by Weaver. Attack up front. They find Hensley. Hensley on the chase. They get this high. Dunk tip from Stedge in. As Allenson Stedge found the angle she was looking for. And still keeping the Homestead lead. And trying to push them back into a little bit more of a comfort zone and points. It's only lead by 1. Sail it up to Weaver. Lobbed over, pinball, back row, tie set. 18 all here in the 4th. The Lions still very much alive here in this one. Can they find a way to maybe go back to back on 5 sets tonight? Sailed by Hensley. Hensley again, up and over, tipped down, great save from Bastress. Now another chance, swung across, that is out of the box. As Bella Hensley was looking for the angle, but just sailed a little too far. And the Spartans now up by 1 again once more. Really, teams just continuing to trade and shift points as Leo will take a timeout. We will stay right here with you. Again, to let you know some of the upcoming matchups we'll have next week. 3 additional volleyball matches for you on the schedule. As Monday night, we'll head over to Blackhawk Christian as Norwell, the Knights, come to town to take on Blackhawk Christian. That'll be slated for about a 7 p.m. start time. And then Angola taking on Snyder. You're looking at about 5:45 for that one. As again, we'll look to see Maya Harris take on a rejuvenated Snyder squad that will be sneaky and very good to watch this season. That'll be slated at 5:30. And then on Thursday night, 1 week from tonight, we get to see one of the more electrifying, dare we say, fiery teams in Class 2. The South Adams Starfire take on the Belmont Braves. Jake Havlin will be joining you for that one on his maiden voyage, we should say, with the headset. So 3 matchups for you coming up next week for girls volleyball right here on Summit City Sports, and it'll be a great lineup for you coming up this week, coming up next week, and then the week after too. We load up and more matches, possible twin headers for you coming up in the coming weeks. So be sure to keep updated on Summit City Sports, whether you follow us on Twitter, or X we should say, at 260 Sports, like us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can find us. There's a quick ace on the board. This time coming back from the hands of Katie Kitch. And the Spartans up by 2, trying to shut the door here. They're at the back of the line. This one. Cross. Limped over from Hensley. Hensley tipped down and got it. A little misconnection as Polston tried to get the attack on it, but could not get it to go. And another chance for Leo to try to even the match up. 20-19, Homestead with the lead. Can Leo find a way? They get this back. Connected over to Nelson. That goes into the net. We're even at 20. So it's possibly another chance that the Lions again trying to sail back and go into 4. Really go into another 5-set situation. Here's a chance for Polston again up front. Dug up opposite side, they go to Bastress. Bastress again sails this one. Dug up by Berger. Berger tipped down, still kept live. Kaya Nelson, oh my goodness! Kaya Nelson finds the angle she was looking for, and just like that, gets the sneak tip across. And Homestead back up by 1. And a stunning play coming in from the junior middle hitter. They get this across to Hetty. Dug up by Norris. Norris again tipped over. Still kept live. They got to lob it over, and they do. Hensley gets it over. Now Walker down and in. Walker with another commanding attack near the middle of the court. Tries to find it up top, but could not get it to go. And Coach Robbins wants to stop and think it over. So Homestead up by 3. Up by 2, rather, we should say. Trying to finish this off in the 4th set. It would be an effective sweep after dropping the first and then rattling off 3 in a row. So again, as a reminder, next week, 3 matches on the schedule for you will be at Blackhawk Christian as they take on Norwell. And then Angola at Snyder coming up on Tuesday. And then Thursday night, we'll have South Adams taking on Belmont. Of course, slew of action all across the board of the 260 coming up tomorrow. 7 games for football on the docket for you. As, again, fall season in full swing here in the 260. And a chance now coming for Ava Hetty, the setter. Hetty across. And a generous bounce over the net. As it had a quick bounce up and in. And Homestead up by 3 with 2 to go. Another swing up front. This one. Lobbed back to Norris. Down tipped, still alive. As it was Leah Chappell again trying to shut that one down, and she does. Kennedy Keel returning into the game, and number 14, Mia Norris, ready to bring it over. Norris, across. Connects again, Nelson. Throws it up front, but out of play. They were trying to go for the deflection, and all of a sudden, match point advantage of the Spartans. And who else but Lila Tyndall to try to shut it down. Tyndall again, goes back to Norris. Norris across, tipped down, and still kept alive by number 11 and Bella Hensley. She found a way to connect the angle in time, and just like that, it is all in the hands of Leo. They just rattle off 4 more, we're going 5. Chance upcoming again. They go to Walker, finishes it. And Savvy Walker shuts it down, and that is how this match will come to a close. Or wait, hang on, no it doesn't. It sailed it out. That has not come to a close. It sails out of play. And a run into the net is the call. So Leo still very much alive. Nelson gets this across. Another chance down low, and we are even at 24. Well, this certainly has taken a turn. There's a run into the net against Homestead. This now resulted even at 24, going to extra points at least here. This one served up opposite side. They go back to Walker. Walker off the arm bar. And now set point number 2 for Homestead. As Walker again trying to shut it down. Kaya Nelson to bring it over. Nelson again across. Tip down. We play on. Leah Chappell gets it across. And even at 25. And so we play on. Jada Hyde ready to bring it over. Hyde across. Back to Walker. Tipped, saved, brought over by Norris. Can't get it over in time. Brianna Wallace had a hand on it, but could not find the angle, and it's 26 to 25. So make it now match point number 3 for Homestead. Bree Polston to bring it across. Polston gets this over. They connect up top. This one, run inside, got it! An acrobatic play from Bella Hensley. Take a look at that again quickly. As you can see her just keeping it in with 1 foot off the pole and on the board. And just like that, even at 26. Another chance, tip up front. They go back to Norris. Norris to Hensley. Down again to Walker. They go back, connecting with Kent. Still kept live. Free ball chance upcoming. Hensley all the way to the back row. Now they go to Tyndall, into the net! And it's set point Leo! And all of a sudden, the Lions are trying to go the distance yet again. Timeout Homestead. Well, all of a sudden, Homestead, who's held multiple leads here tonight, in the first and the fourth, now facing the grim possibility of blowing those leads. They already did in the first set, but the possibility of dropping in the fourth certainly alive again. This feels awfully similar to what we saw on Monday night and then some. In case you joined us for that match, of course. By the way, if you enjoyed tonight's game and all the games we have for you this season, be sure to, again, watch us live or on demand on YouTube. Search Summit City Sports. And for those of you that were just watching the Bishop Dwenger and Leo game and the Northside and Concordia soccer game, we welcome you to Lions Stadium, what has been an eventful evening thus far, as Homestead has been on the brink to try to clinch this match 3 separate times. But now it's Leo with an opportunity to extend this to a 4th, to a 5th set. As Michaela Bastris gets this over. Lobbed over. They go back to Kitch. They hit this one over. Blocked it in! Bailey Ressoir answers right back. And we're up to 27 apiece. And it just feels as if these two teams just want to continue to play over and over again. So we've now hit the 2-hour mark on the match officially, 7:04 start time. Chance upcoming again for Berger. Berger down low, still kept live by Hensley. Brought over and saved by Bastris. Chance upcoming again for Homestead. Blocked again, this time from Hensley. And into the nets. That's going to go against Leo. The same call haunted Homestead earlier tonight. Earlier, not even 5 points ago. And it's now match point number 4, in case you're keeping track at home. Berger again. Gets it over. Finds Norris. Lobs this one high. Goes over to Weaver. Weaver again up front to Tyndall. Game over. Lila Tyndall shuts it down. And that is how the match comes to an end. 3-1 as Homestead sweeps sets 2, 3, and 4 to close this match off. Take a look at that play one more time. Powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning, as Tyndall again gets the commanding gap and the middle back to close this one off here in 4 sets. So your final in 4, it is Homestead winning it 3-1, 20-25, 25-13, 25-19, and 29-27. Don't forget, Friday Night Football 7 ways across the network tomorrow night. We'll be joining you from sites all across the 260, including right here at Leo as the Class 3 runner-up Bishop Lures coming to town. Other games include Warsaw and Snyder, and another matchup too, and other key matchups in the region, including East Noble at Wayne, Bremen at Cherubusco, East Side at Woodland, Northrop and New Haven, and Northridge at Northside. We'll be back on the volleyball court coming up on Monday night from Blackhawk Christian as Norwell comes to town. For all of us here at Summit City Sports, for Jacob Havlet, Joe Northern saying thank you so much. Thank you for sticking with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed tonight's match. We'll see you on Monday on the court. We'll see you tomorrow night on the turf. So long.
Countless hours of time in the pool, countless hours in here, making my body stronger, and it's been kind of like a mental thing too, just telling myself like, you're fast enough to be able to compete with those girls that are at other Division I schools that I'll be competing against next year. It was like a big decision of like where I was going to go to school, and Valpo was a great experience on my first initial visit. And then once I met some of the teammates at an invitational that I went and watched, they were also just super inviting. The ability to be able to further my swim career and the equipment that I'm able to use at Valpo, I think can help me make really big strides. 18 months ago, I was diagnosed with a third-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so once I had that surgery done and everything, I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger.